Have you ever wondered if the foods you eat are slowly damaging your body? As we age, we become wiser, but even the wisest among us can fall into silent health traps, especially when it comes to something as seemingly healthy as protein. You've probably heard for decades that protein builds muscle and keeps you strong. But what if I told you that not all proteins are safe and that some could be silently destroying your muscles, worsening numbness in your feet, and accelerating aging from the inside out? It's true. And if you're over 60, this danger becomes even more serious. In this article, I'll walk you through 6 of the worst types of proteins that seniors must avoid. Proteins that can trigger inflammation, nerve damage, poor circulation, and even contribute to neuropathy and muscle wasting. This isn't fear mongering, it's the truth backed by years of clinical observation and science. And it could mean the difference between staying mobile and active or losing your independence. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Processed meats, bacon, sausages, deli meats. There's something nostalgic about the smell of bacon sizzling on a Sunday morning. For many of us, it's tied to memories of family, warmth, comfort. But behind that familiar scent lies a danger that too few seniors recognize. Processed meats are quietly, cruelly damaging our bodies in ways that can no longer be ignored. As we grow older, our bodies lose some of their ability to filter toxins and repair damage. That's what makes processed meats like bacon, sausages, hot dogs, and deli slices especially dangerous for those of us over 60. These meats are loaded with nitrates, nitrites, and sodium, preservatives meant to keep them on shelves longer, but not to keep you healthier longer. When consumed regularly, these ingredients inflame blood vessels and slowly restrict circulation. For seniors, especially those with diabetes or even mild nerve issues, this means less blood reaching your extremities, your legs, your feet, your toes. Over time, this poor circulation damages nerve endings. What starts as a dull tingling or occasional numbness in your feet may eventually become a burning pain, or worse, a total loss of feeling. That's not just uncomfortable, it's dangerous. Seniors with numb feet are at higher risk for falls, unnoticed injuries, infections, and in severe cases, amputations. Processed meats are also high in saturated fats, which raise cholesterol and clog arteries. They spark inflammation not only in your heart, but also in your muscle tissue, which can accelerate muscle wasting in seniors. Your muscles, once your tools for independence, begin to weaken from the inside. You may think a sandwich with cold cuts is harmless, but if it's become a staple of your diet, it could be working against everything you're doing to stay active, balanced, and well. So the next time you reach for that slice of bacon, remember, it might be costing you more than you realize. You don't have to give up everything you love, but you do need to choose what loves your body back. Now that you know what processed meats are doing to your nerves and muscles, you might be wondering, what about the meats we've always trusted, like steak or pork chops? Are they safe? Let's talk about that next. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Red meat, beef, lamb, pork, especially when fried or charred. For many of us, a hearty steak or a pork chop on the grill isn't just food, it's tradition. It reminds us of Sunday dinners, backyard barbecues, and family gatherings. It's the kind of meal that feels nourishing, even rewarding. But beneath that familiar comfort lies a threat that becomes far more serious with age. As we enter our 60s and beyond, our body begins to process food differently. Our arteries aren't as flexible, our digestive systems aren't as efficient, and our muscles become more vulnerable. That's why red meat, especially when it's fried or grilled until charred, can quietly begin to turn against us. It's not just the saturated fat or cholesterol that poses a risk. It's the toxic compounds created when red meat is cooked at high temperatures. These compounds, called AGEs, advanced glycation end products, are known to accelerate aging in the body. They stiffen blood vessels, weaken nerves, and cause low-grade inflammation that becomes chronic over time. Seniors who consume charred meats regularly may begin to notice increased stiffness, joint pain, and troubling sensations in their extremities, especially the feet. Numbness, burning, or the feeling of walking on cotton aren't just signs of aging, they're symptoms of something deeper. Nerve deterioration brought on by inflammation and poor circulation. Red meats also take longer to digest, placing added strain on the kidneys and liver, organs that are already working harder in later life. The result? More toxins circulating in the bloodstream, less energy, and muscles that begin to lose strength and tone, even if you're trying to stay active. And here's the cruel part. Because red meat is so deeply woven into our habits, we rarely stop to consider how much we're eating or how it's prepared. But the truth is, those sizzling steaks might be fueling the very symptoms you're trying to treat: fatigue, numb feet, sore legs, and weakened muscles. You might be wondering now, if even the meats we trust most are causing harm, what about the healthy options we see in supplement stores and fitness powders? Is protein powder really safe for seniors? Let's take a closer look at that next. 3. Whey protein powders, low quality. In today's health-conscious world, it's easy to believe that a scoop of protein powder is a smart addition to your daily routine, especially when your doctor says you need more protein to maintain muscle mass. You may have even picked up a tub of whey protein, thinking it would help you stay strong and independent. But here's a truth that far too many seniors are never told. Not all protein powders are created equal, and the wrong kind could be quietly damaging your health. Often sold cheaply in big tubs, may contain hidden dangers, especially for older adults. These powders are frequently sourced from cows treated with growth hormones, antibiotics, and fed GMO grains. When consumed, these byproducts don't just disappear, they can introduce toxins, inflammation, and chemical residue into your bloodstream. What's worse, many budget protein brands have been found to contain heavy metals like arsenic, cadmium, or lead, all of which accumulate in the body over time and wreak havoc on the nervous system. For seniors already facing changes in kidney function or hydration levels, these powders can be especially risky. Too much protein, especially when poorly absorbed, can overwork the kidneys, leading to fatigue, dehydration, and nerve complications. Some seniors report tingling in the feet, muscle cramping, or even dizzy spells, all signs that their body is rejecting the overload. The very product they hoped would help maintain strength ends up weakening them from the inside out. It's heartbreaking because the intention is good. You want to stay strong, mobile, and independent. But when your protein powder is loaded with artificial sweeteners, fillers, and chemicals, it becomes more of a poison than a supplement. And unfortunately, the damage can build up silently until you find yourself losing your grip, your balance, or your sense of feeling in your feet. If the powders we turn to for health might be doing harm, what about plant based options? Are they any safer, or are there hidden risks there too? Let's take a deeper look at soy-based processed proteins next. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Soy-based processed proteins, textured soy proteins, soy isolates. Once seen as a healthy alternative to meat, soy has found its way into countless senior-friendly products, from protein shakes to veggie burgers, and even heart-healthy frozen meals. On the surface, it looks like a wise choice, plant-based, high in protein, low in cholesterol. But when soy is processed beyond recognition, turned into soy protein isolates and textured soy proteins, its effects on the aging body can become unexpectedly harmful. Most of the soy used in these products is genetically modified and heavily treated with chemicals during processing. What remains is a stripped-down version of a once natural plant, loaded with compounds that interfere with your body's natural hormone balance, particularly in older adults. These soy derivatives contain high levels of phytoestrogens, which mimic estrogen in the body. While that may sound harmless, in seniors, it can throw off your hormonal system, affecting everything from your mood and metabolism to your bone strength and muscle function. For older men especially, excess phytoestrogens can lead to muscle weakness, decreased energy, and even cognitive fog. For women, it may disrupt the delicate balance of hormones post-menopause, increasing the risk of fatigue, joint stiffness, and inflammatory pain. But most concerning is soy's link to inflammation and increased uric acid, both of which are enemies of healthy nerves and joints. Over time, this can aggravate nerve sensitivity, trigger foot numbness, and contribute to that frustrating burning sensation in the legs and toes so common in later life. And here's the truth. These soy-based proteins are everywhere, disguised as healthy options in protein bars, meal replacements, and meat substitutes. But if they're not truly nourishing your body, then they're quietly stealing your vitality instead. The good intentions behind choosing soy can be undone by the hidden harm it brings when overly processed and consumed frequently. You may now be wondering, if even the plant-based proteins come with risks, what about the proteins hiding in our comfort foods, the ones we crave when we're tired or overwhelmed? Could something as familiar as a crispy chicken nugget be contributing to your daily discomfort? Let's uncover the truth about fried and fast food proteins next. 5. Fried chicken, chicken nuggets, fast food proteins. There's something undeniably comforting about biting into a piece of crispy fried chicken. It takes us back to family dinners, road trips, and the simple pleasure of convenience. Especially in our later years, when cooking every meal feels like a chore, it's easy to reach for fast food, a bucket of wings, a chicken sandwich, or a few nuggets from a drive-through window. It's quick, familiar, and satisfying. But for seniors, especially those over 60, these foods may be quietly robbing you of something far more important than convenience: your strength, your circulation, and your nerve health. When chicken is deep fried in industrial oils, often reused multiple times in commercial fryers, it absorbs trans fats and oxidized oils, both of which are proven to damage blood vessels and reduce oxygen flow to tissues. Over time, this damages the small nerve fibers in your feet and hands, the same fibers responsible for detecting heat, cold, or even pain. That's why so many older adults report feeling a numb tingling or burning in their toes after meals like these. It's not coincidence. It's inflammation at work. Fast food chicken also contains chemical preservatives, flavor enhancers like MSG, and hidden sugars, ingredients that spike inflammation and disrupt your metabolism. These foods may taste good in the moment, but afterward, You might notice swelling in the ankles, tightness in the legs, or a heaviness that wasn't there before. That's your body struggling to process what you just gave it. And if you're already managing diabetes, high blood pressure, or neuropathy, these meals can make symptoms worse within hours. The worst part, these foods can be addictive. They give you a rush of flavor, but they leave your muscles undernourished and your nerves more vulnerable. Over time, they don't just wear you down. They change how your body functions. If even a small meal of fried chicken can cause such silent damage, what about the shelf-stable meals we keep in our pantries for quick fixes? Could those familiar cans and frozen trays be doing even more harm than we think? Let's take a hard look at canned meats and protein-rich instant meals next. 6. Canned meats and protein-rich instant meals. In our golden years, convenience often becomes a necessity. When energy is low or pain makes cooking difficult, reaching for a quick canned meal or microwavable tray feels like the sensible choice. And for many seniors living alone, these foods offer a sense of independence, being able to feed yourself without relying on anyone. But what if those very meals, meant to make life easier, are slowly undermining your health? Canned meats and ready-to-eat high-protein meals may seem harmless, but they are often packed with sodium, preservatives, and artificial flavor enhancers like MSG. These ingredients extend shelf life, but they do so at a steep cost, especially for older adults whose kidneys, hearts, and nervous systems are more vulnerable. The excessive sodium alone can spike blood pressure and cause fluid retention, leading to swollen legs, stiff joints, and reduced circulation, particularly in the feet and lower limbs. Over time, this poor circulation deprives your nerve endings of oxygen and nutrients. You may begin to feel numbness in your toes, a subtle tingling that grows stronger, or a burning sensation that keeps you awake at night. And because these meals often lack real nutrients like magnesium, omega-3s, and antioxidants, your body doesn't get what it needs to repair and protect your nerves and muscles. Instead of supporting strength, these so-called protein-rich meals often lead to muscle fatigue and increased inflammation, creating the very decline they claim to prevent. Even more concerning is the presence of chemical additives in many of these convenience foods. Compounds used for flavor or preservation can interfere with nerve signaling and promote oxidative stress, accelerating the kind of cellular damage linked to neuropathy and age-related muscle loss. So, while these meals may save you time, they may also be quietly costing you your mobility, your balance, and your comfort. The cost of convenience becomes much too high when it chips away at your independence one bite at a time. And now, with all 6 protein dangers laid bare, the question remains: what can you do starting today to protect your nerves, strengthen your muscles, and regain control over your health? Let's bring it all together and explore the life-saving changes every senior deserves to know. 7. The silent damage these proteins are doing to your body. Sometimes the most dangerous things in life don't shout. They whisper. They creep in slowly, quietly, until one day you wake up and realize something feels off. Maybe your legs don't move as easily. Maybe the feeling in your feet is fading. Maybe the simple joy of walking to the mailbox without discomfort has become a memory. This is the silent damage, the kind that builds day by day, meal by meal, and often begins with the foods we've trusted for years. The truth is, the wrong kinds of proteins, those hidden in processed meats, cheap powders, fried meals, and convenience foods, are not just failing to nourish us. They are actively breaking us down from the inside. These proteins trigger chronic inflammation that travels through the bloodstream, weakening your nerve endings and narrowing your blood vessels. Over time, this starves your muscles and nerves of the nutrients and oxygen they desperately need. You may not feel it happening at first. That's what makes it so dangerous. But the signs begin to show. Tired legs that don't carry you like they used to, strange tingling in your toes, or a deep ache in your calves after only a short walk. For many seniors, this isn't just aging. It's a red flag that the body is under attack, and food is playing a major role. And while pain can be treated and numbness masked, unless the root is addressed, the decline continues. Muscles shrink, balance falters, confidence fades, independence begins to slip away. It doesn't happen overnight, but that's exactly why we must take it seriously now. You deserve more than just surviving day to day. You deserve to thrive, to walk with confidence, to feel your feet firmly planted beneath you. But that future begins with knowledge and the courage to make new choices. So now that you know what's quietly working against your health, the next question becomes urgent. What can you eat that truly supports your nerves, strengthens your muscles, and helps you reclaim your strength, meal by meal, day by day? Let's turn toward the answers and explore the healing power of the right proteins. 8. What should you eat instead? After learning the damage certain proteins can cause, you might feel overwhelmed, maybe even a little betrayed. For years, you were told to eat more protein to stay strong, but no one told you which kinds mattered or which ones were quietly tearing your body down. The good news is, it's never too late to shift course. And the right proteins can do more than just prevent harm. They can help you heal, repair, and reclaim the strength that aging tries to steal. The human body, even in its later years, is remarkably resilient. When you feed it what it truly needs, it responds. Muscles regain tone, nerves regain sensitivity, balance and energy begin to return. But to do this, you must choose proteins that support your body, not stress it. Start with wild-caught fish, like salmon, sardines, and trout. These aren't just high in clean protein, they're rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and protect nerve function. Incorporate organic eggs, one of nature's most complete protein sources packed with choline to support your brain and muscles. Turn to free-range poultry, cooked gently, baked or stewed, never fried. Include beans, lentils, and legumes, which offer plant-based protein along with fiber to stabilize blood sugar and reduce inflammation. Don't overlook bone broth, slow cooked and rich in collagen to nourish joints, tendons, and your digestive system. Even nuts and seeds, especially walnuts, flax seeds, and chia, can offer powerful anti-inflammatory benefits, helping your body repair and renew itself from within. These foods aren't just good for you. They remind your body of its strength, its balance, its dignity. This isn't about a diet. It's about a new foundation, one built on foods that love you back. You don't need to live in fear of every bite. You just need to choose with care, with awareness, and with hope. But making these changes is only half the battle. What truly brings them to life is why you make them. So now, let's bring it all together and talk honestly from one senior to another about the deeper reason this journey matters. A new chapter of strength, nourishing the body, honoring the years. In the quiet moments of aging, when the house is still and the days stretch longer, it's easy to reflect on all we've been through, the joys, the lessons, the aches we never expected. And somewhere in that reflection, we begin to understand taking care of our health isn't just about living longer. It's about living with dignity, with clarity, and with the strength to keep showing up for the people and moments that matter most. The foods we choose each day carry power, not just to fill our stomachs, but to shape how we move, how we feel, how we live. Choosing the right proteins isn't about giving things up. It's about choosing life, choosing movement over stiffness, feeling over numbness, presence over pain. You've already made the first and most important step, awareness. And with that awareness comes the opportunity for change. Not drastic, not overnight, but honest and lasting. You still have time to nourish the parts of you that are healing, to protect what is still strong, and to rebuild what has weakened. Because no matter your age, your body still wants to serve you. It still wants to walk, to hold, to feel. Feed it the love it's been waiting for, and it will thank you in ways words could never fully express. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.